My friends, in life, there are two things we must never tolerate. One is the mosquito buzzing near our ear, and the other is disrespect buzzing around our dignity. The mosquito you can kill with your hand, but disrespect, if you don't handle it, can slowly kill your self-worth. Boundaries are not selfish. They are self-respect in action. You see, in life, we often confuse boundaries with being rude or arrogant. We think that if we say no, people will dislike us, call us selfish, or think we have an ego. But in reality, boundaries are like the walls of a house. Imagine living in a home without walls. Anyone can walk in, use your things, disturb your peace, and even damage what you value most. Without walls, your privacy is gone, your safety is gone, your sense of ownership is gone. In the same way, if we live without boundaries, people will enter our lives in ways that hurt us, misuse us, and drain us. Boundaries don't mean you hate people. They mean you love yourself enough to protect your energy, your dignity, and your peace of mind. If you don't define where others stop and where you begin, people will keep crossing the line, sometimes without even realizing it. And when they do, it's not their fault. It's because we never made the line clear. Think about this: a river is beautiful and powerful only because it has banks. The banks don't stop the river from flowing. They simply guide it so it doesn't become a flood. In the same way, boundaries don't stop relationships. They actually protect relationships from turning destructive. When you clearly communicate what is acceptable and what is not, you give people a chance to respect you, and you give yourself the gift of peace. Some people will resist your boundaries because they benefited from your lack of them. They enjoyed when you said yes to everything, when you tolerated everything, when you kept sacrificing while they kept taking. But the moment you put your foot down and say, I cannot allow this anymore, you will notice who truly values you and who only valued what they got from you. Boundaries, therefore, are like a filter. They separate genuine relationships from exploitative ones. And remember, saying no to others is sometimes saying yes to yourself. Saying no to manipulation is saying yes to self-respect. Saying no to unnecessary drama is saying yes to peace. Saying no to toxic people is saying yes to growth. It's not selfish. It's survival. It's not arrogance. It's awareness. So never feel guilty for setting boundaries. The people who truly love you will honor them. The people who misuse you will resist them. But at the end of the day, you will sleep peacefully knowing you didn't let your soul be trampled just to keep everyone else comfortable. That is what real self-respect looks like in action. Silence is not always golden. Sometimes silence is permission for mistreatment. We've all heard the old saying, silence is the best answer. And yes, in some cases it is. When the argument is petty, when the person in front of you is only looking for a fight, when words will do more harm than good, then silence protects you. But in many situations, silence is not strength, it is surrender. When you remain quiet in front of insult, when you don't speak up against unfairness, when you allow someone to disrespect you without raising your voice or even your presence, that silence doesn't make you noble. It makes you a silent participant in your own mistreatment. The truth is, people learn how to treat you based on what you tolerate. If every time someone crosses a line, you remain quiet, they don't see your patience. They see your permission. And the more you give that permission, the more they stretch the boundaries. They insult once, you let it go. They manipulate once, you remain silent. They betray once, you forgive without confronting. Slowly, without realizing it, you become a canvas where others keep painting their negativity and you say nothing. But here's the harsh reality: if you never say enough, they will never stop. Think about a child. If a child throws tantrums and the parent always gives in, what happens? The child learns that shouting, crying, or misbehaving gets them what they want. The same principle applies in adult relationships. If you let people mistreat you and respond with silence, they learn that mistreatment has no consequences. Silence in that moment doesn't look like patience. It looks like weakness. And weakness invites more exploitation. But here's the delicate balance. I'm not saying shout at everyone, fight with everyone, or answer every small insult. That only drains your energy and brings you down to the level of those who provoke you. The wisdom lies in knowing when silence protects you and when silence destroys you. If someone mocks you in a small way, sometimes silence shows maturity. But if someone keeps mocking you again and again, silence makes them think you deserve it. If a loved one hurts you once, silence may prevent an argument. But if they keep hurting you in the same way, silence tells them you accept the pain. We must learn the art of speaking up, not with anger, but with clarity. Speaking up doesn't mean shouting, it means expressing your boundary. Speaking up doesn't mean attacking, it means protecting yourself. A calm but firm, "I will not accept this," is more powerful than 100 angry words. Because the moment you speak, you take your power back. The moment you break silence, you break the chain of exploitation. Silence in the wrong place is like leaving your door open at night. You may think it shows trust, but in reality, it invites danger. And the one who enters isn't always at fault. It is also because you didn't lock the door. So, don't let your silence become the reason someone believes they have permission to mistreat you. Remember this: silence is wise when it avoids unnecessary conflict, but silence is dangerous when it avoids necessary truth. The difference lies in your awareness. When you stay silent, ask yourself, am I protecting peace or permitting pain? If it's peace, keep silent. If it's pain, speak up. Because dignity should never be sacrificed at the altar of silence. Respect is earned, not demanded, but it starts with how much you respect yourself. Too often in life, people expect others to bow down to admire them, to treat them with value, simply because of their age, position, wealth, or authority. But respect doesn't work like that. Respect is not a crown you place on your own head and force everyone else to notice. Respect is a reflection. It is given back to you when people see how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how much you honor your own dignity. Think about this: if someone keeps demanding respect loudly, doesn't it usually mean they don't truly have it? Respect that is forced is fragile. People may show it on the outside, but inside they don't feel it. The respect that lasts, the respect that is deep, is the one that is naturally inspired. And it starts not with what you demand from others, but with what you demand from yourself. When you respect yourself, you set a silent standard. You don't need to scream for attention because your behavior speaks for you. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you allow people to treat you, all of these are signals. If you constantly put yourself down, people will mirror that and treat you the same way. If you constantly allow others to cross your boundaries, they will assume you don't deserve better. But if you carry yourself with quiet dignity, if you refuse to engage in gossip, if you honor your own word, if you stay true to your principles, people notice. They may not praise you in words, but they feel the weight of your presence. Respecting yourself also means refusing to compromise on your values just to gain temporary approval. Many people lose respect because they try too hard to please everyone. They say yes when they want to say no. They laugh when they feel like crying. They lower their standards just to keep company. But the price is heavy when you try to please everyone. You end up respected by no one. Because people don't respect those who bend too easily. They respect those who stand firm, even if it makes them unpopular. Look at the great leaders, teachers, and guides of history. Did they demand respect, or did they earn it? They lived with such conviction, such clarity, such discipline, that respect naturally followed. It is the same in our personal lives. If you are a parent, your children don't truly respect you because you say, "I am your father, I am your mother." They respect you when they see you living honestly, working hard, keeping promises. If you are in a relationship, your partner doesn't respect you because you demand it in arguments. They respect you when you respect yourself enough not to tolerate insult, not to lose yourself in fear of losing them. And here is the deeper truth: the way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you always criticize yourself, people will feel comfortable criticizing you too. If you always settle for less, people will offer you less. But if you respect your time, your words, your values, your dreams, people learn to treat those things as valuable too. So, respect doesn't start outside, it starts inside. Before asking, "Why don't they respect me?" ask yourself, "Am I respecting myself enough? Do I keep my promises to myself? Do I protect my peace? Do I walk away from situations that destroy my dignity?" Because when you do, people can sense it. They may not always like you, but they will respect you. True respect is quiet. It doesn't need noise. It doesn't come from shouting. It comes from living. It is not demanded. It is earned. And the first person who must give it to you is you. People treat you the way you allow. This is one of the hardest truths of life, yet one of the most liberating once you understand it. We often complain, "Why does he always insult me?" Or, "Why does she keep taking me for granted?" Or, "Why does my friend only call me when they need something?" But we forget to ask ourselves, why do I keep allowing it? You see, human behavior is like water. It naturally flows in the path of least resistance. If you allow disrespect once, it becomes easier for the other person to repeat it. If you stay silent when someone mistreats you, you unconsciously signal to them that this behavior is acceptable. Without realizing it, you train people how to treat you. Imagine this scenario: you have a colleague who keeps dumping extra work on you. The first time, you stay quiet because you don't want conflict. The second time, you accept again because you think maybe they are really busy. By the third and fourth time, it becomes a pattern. And now, in their mind, this is not even exploitation anymore. It is just the way things are. And here's the catch: the moment you finally gather courage to say no, they look at you as the rude one, the difficult one. Why? Because you allowed it for so long that it became normal. Life has a way of reflecting your standards. If your standard is high, people either rise to meet it or they leave. If your standard is low, people sink with it and you drown with them. Allowing bad behavior doesn't just harm your dignity, it shapes your identity. Slowly, you begin to believe that maybe you deserve no better, that maybe this is all life has to offer. And that is the most dangerous trap, when your self-worth adjusts to someone else's poor treatment. Think of it like a doormat. A doormat has value only because it allows people to step on it. But once it gets too dirty, even those who use it throw it away without a second thought. Don't become the doormat of other people's convenience. People will keep wiping their negativity on you as long as you let them. The day you stand up and say, I am not meant to be walked over, everything changes. Now, it doesn't mean you have to fight with everyone. It doesn't mean you turn aggressive or arrogant. It simply means you communicate clearly and firmly. A calm, I can't allow this, is more powerful than 100 loud arguments. A quiet walk away is stronger than hours of explaining to someone who refuses to change. The key is not to fight for their respect, but to stop giving them permission to disrespect. The most beautiful part of this principle is that it empowers you. If people treat you badly, you don't have to sit in a corner and cry forever, blaming destiny. You can change the script by changing what you allow. The moment you raise your standards, the moment you refuse to settle for less, you invite better energy, better relationships, better opportunities. Your life starts to shift because your boundaries shift. So the next time you feel mistreated, ask yourself, am I teaching them that this is okay? And if the answer is yes, have the courage to stop. Remember, people don't always do to you what you deserve. They do to you what you allow. And the day you stop allowing it, you stop the cycle. That is not arrogance. That is not selfishness. That is self-respect. And when you begin to live with that self-respect, people who truly value you will remain, and those who don't will quietly disappear. Love should never require humiliation. True love uplifts, never degrades. Too many people confuse suffering with love. They think, if I stay quiet when they insult me, it shows how deeply I care. They believe, if I tolerate their anger, their mood swings, their disrespect, it proves my loyalty. But my friend, love was never meant to be measured by how much pain you can absorb. Love is not about shrinking yourself to make the other person feel bigger. Love is not about losing your dignity to keep the relationship alive. If someone requires you to bow so low that you cannot even recognize yourself anymore, that is not love, that is control disguised as affection. Think about what love really means. Love means seeing the best in each other. Love means building each other up. Love means feeling safe, not scared. If every conversation makes you feel smaller, if every argument turns into an attack on your worth, if every expression of love comes with conditions, then you are not loved, you are being managed. And that is the tragedy many people live with. They mistake manipulation for care because they are so desperate to hold on to the relationship. But let me ask you, what is the point of holding on to someone who makes you lose yourself? There is a difference between compromise and humiliation. Compromise means both people bend a little for the sake of harmony. Humiliation means only one person bends, breaks, and surrenders, while the other one grows taller on their weakness. A healthy love says, let's solve this together. A toxic love says, you are always wrong, you are always less, you must always adjust. When love starts to demand your silence, your tears, your sacrifice of self-worth, then it has already lost its purity. And let us not forget, the more you allow humiliation in the name of love, the more you teach your partner, your friend, or your family member that this is acceptable. They may not even realize how deeply they are hurting you because you keep smiling through the pain. You keep saying, it's okay, but every it's okay becomes permission for the next wound. Until one day, you don't even notice how many scars are on your soul. True love doesn't laugh at your pain. True love doesn't use your weaknesses against you. True love doesn't force you to stay silent when you deserve to be heard. It doesn't take away your dignity, it protects it. If someone truly loves you, they will not require you to lower your self-worth for their comfort. They will respect your feelings, your boundaries, and your individuality. They will lift you when you fall, not push you further down. And here's something important. You can forgive mistakes in love, but you should never normalize humiliation in love. Mistakes are human. Everyone slips. Everyone speaks harshly once in a while. But humiliation is different. Humiliation is a pattern, a mindset, a way of controlling. And the more you excuse it, the more it becomes your daily reality. Love should make you feel valued. Love should bring peace to your heart. Love should make you want to become a better person, not a smaller one. When you are in true love, you don't lose yourself. You find more of yourself. You feel stronger, freer, more alive. That is the love worth keeping. So don't confuse pain with love. Don't confuse humiliation with loyalty. Don't confuse tolerance with strength. Love was never meant to destroy your self-respect. Love was meant to multiply it. The moment you feel you must break your dignity to keep your relationship, remind yourself, this is not love. Real love will never ask for your humiliation as proof. Real love will honor you, protect you, and lift you higher. Kindness is not weakness. Being polite doesn't mean accepting abuse. Somewhere along the way, people started confusing kindness with being soft, with being powerless, with being someone who can be taken advantage of. When you choose to speak gently instead of harshly, when you choose patience over anger, when you choose forgiveness over revenge, many will assume you are weak. But the truth is, it takes immense strength to remain kind in a world that often rewards cruelty. Weakness is reacting without control. Strength is remaining centered when others lose themselves. Imagine two people in a heated argument. One shouts louder and louder, trying to dominate. The other listens calmly, speaks clearly, and refuses to lower themselves to insults. Now, ask yourself, who is truly stronger here? The one who loses control of his tongue, or the one who has mastered it? That is the difference. Kindness is power under control. It is fire contained within the fireplace, not spilling over and burning the house down. But here's the important line to draw kindness.